Good evening, family. Welcome to another edition of Thorough Black Talk with your sister Keisha, your brother Tad, your brother Ashe SJ. Brother Ashe SJ and brother Blacksmith will be joining us shortly. Again, we want to send our condolences to our brother Tad as he and his family continue to heal on the loss of their loved one. And brother Tad sends you all his best and tells you all to keep moving. There's always better days ahead. So he will be back with us in the near future. So we have a lot to discuss. Thank you to Do the Knowledge Radio for having me on their program. Shout out to Brother Oba. Always a pleasure to rock out with them. As I said oftentimes, it is very important that we here in independent Black media support each other, whether you agree with that particular platform or not, because there is a political and legal movement afoot that is trying to stifle our voices. So shout out to everybody who's doing what they must or what they feel they should do to help our people forward. So that would be Do the Knowledge Radio, the Professor William Mackey Study Group, Community Cop with Brother Mike Graves, Noel Leader, and Julian Harper. Brother Omar Wali's show, Dr. Mayat's show. Anybody I left out, I apologize. But Black Power Media and so on and so forth. So it's very, very important that we stick together in these critical times. And even, our brother Tariq Nasheed and Professor Black Truth and Taurine Rain and Nicole's View and Fly Nubian Queen, DC Radical, Brother Darren Muhammad. We all have different platforms. You may not agree with all of it or any of it. However, legally, we have to understand what we're doing because there are some things coming down the pipe to destroy what we are trying to do. Black independent voice is critical right now. And as I said on Brother Oba's program just before this, and please, family, forgive me for being late. I truly, truly, truly apologize for that. But we ran over there, and I always want to give my best because I represent you. So I want to represent you in the best light. So we have a lot to discuss and unravel tonight. So I truly appreciate everyone who continues to view our program, whether you view it live or the replay. We definitely appreciate it. Just hit the like button on whatever stream that you're watching it on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. We definitely appreciate it. Shout out to all the DJs who show me so much love. I truly, truly appreciate that. Sister Keisha get in places, where I gotta get in at. So we got a lot to unpack. And as before my brothers get in here, something that I talked about last week, as far as financial opportunities, rocking a fedora tonight. I'm going to show you how you can make some money with the company, if you want to. Totally up to you. But here we try to give you solutions. So, thank you. I appreciate it. Again, I may not totally agree with everything, but until we understand that everything has to be Black first, until we understand everything has to be Black first, we are failing. We're going to fail. You know what I'm saying? So, and shout out to Sister Tawanda, too, the war correspondent out there in Be More, too. There's only a few people I listen to in Be More. Baba Imhotep, Sister Tawanda, always, Darren Muhammad, and so many others. So we learn from each other. So we have to understand, we have to surround ourselves and protect ourselves because there was some cybersecurity legislation that are going down. And maybe next week I'll get a chance to break all of that down. Um, so definitely we'll do that. So let me give some shout outs real quick. Shout out to Sister Joyce and Brother Monty, always on the check, and Sister Fawn Nessa. Good to see you. Hope everything is well with you and your family. Tosh, what's good? What's good? What's good? How you feeling? I hope everything is well. Brother Kev, always on the check-in. Salute to you and your family, my brother. Hope everything is going well with you in South Kakalaki. Stay away from Jim Clyburn, though. Sister Marie, shout out, love to you. Tell your husband happy belated birthday from me. You got to raise the kings up. You know, they face so much. So happy birthday to him from Thorough Black Talk. All right. Brother Magnetic Tyson. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. BK Finest right here, for real. So shout out to you, Brother Peace, always teaching. I learn a lot from Brother Peace. Check out his posts. If you don't follow him on Facebook, shoot me a message and I'll make sure y'all get with him. Thank you. Brother Tad is definitely watching. So he appreciates all of the love and support that he and his family, in particular Doggy Diamonds. Shout out to Doggy Diamonds. Definitely support that program as well and everything that they're doing. And again, our condolences to their family. Yes, true Black independent voices, because you all do not compromise the standards that they do not agree to. Absolutely. And it's not easy to do. It really isn't easy to do what we do. Um, it takes a lot of time and effort. You have people who want to shut us down. You have people who um, just wicked for no reason. I mentioned a little bit of that on Brother Oba's show, and I'm gonna put the replay on our social media stream so y'all guys can see it whenever you want to. Thank you, Sister Pat. Thank you. Um, K Fighter 50. Sister Fawnessa, K Fighter 50. Thank you to FMP Accessories, who lace me with a lot of my fedoras. Um, and again to Rock Deep on the footwear. I got some more footwear that's coming in tomorrow. I mean, I got like 8 pairs. So, and then we're going to have these people come on our program, hopefully in the near future. I've reached out to them and we just settling on a time and date because some of us are in different time zones. So we're going to work that out. But thank you. Yes, that's my brother, Darren Muhammad, for real. Is this why we have numbers on the comments? Maybe. I'm gonna break all that down. Good. Glad to see you doing well, sister, because there's some craziness going on here, and it's very important that we maintain our mental. Right now, our mental, they just trying to push it to the limit. I don't know where, how things are where you guys, reside, but it seems like here in New York City, they opened up the doors to the insane asylum and let everybody out. I mean, this is some crazy stuff that's going on here in the city. So I'm glad to see that you all are maintaining. That's our goal here on Thorough Black Talk, to help us first maintain who we are as African people, to make sure our mind is sane, to make sure that we move in a progressive fashion that is beneficial not just to us individually, but us as a nation. So that's our goal here on Thorough Black Talk. I see my brother Ashe SJ is here on the check-in. Brother Ashe, Brother Oba he sends much love and respect to you and Brother Tad, that he watches our program every week. And he truly appreciates the camaraderie that we have between us. So I was trying to explain that to him on his program, the reason why we have a cohesiveness, even in our disagreements, we have a way of sharpening each other without being disrespectful, without being degrading. I learn from Ashe learns from me, we learn from Tad, and Tad learn from us. But we know how to handle it in a way that is palatable for our viewers. So we thank you, Brother Oba, for that. And matter of fact, yes, he says thank you once again, Sister Keisha, yes, for being my guest this week. Always, anything Do the Knowledge Radio need, I always got Knowledge Born's back and yours. As I said to you when we did 100 Years in the Whirlwind, I meant what I said. Brother Ashe will tell you, I rock with you if you're doing the right thing. I got your back. You do some craziness, nah, you on your own. I gotta roll. I'm out. I gotta keep my mental. I got to be out. You know what I'm saying? And but trust and believe, we done dipped out on quite a few folks. So we will. We will. So what's up, Ashe? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great, man. Welcome to Thorough Black Talk once again. Yo, what you said was dead on, right on and exact. I wouldn't even call it a disagreement, because most of the time, if we had a conversation between us three, and we like, nah, I'm saying, yo, I'm the young one, so I'm like, yo, let's fly. I'm ready to pop off right now, like I'm ready to jump, get it going. And they like, nah, that ain't the route. You know what I'm saying? It's like, most of the time at the end, we end up telling each other, like, you know what, you was right, because we all in sync, we all on point, you know what I'm saying? So it's sharpening swords at the same time, like you said. But I think the real foundation of it is, we didn't link up and do this show. We didn't come three different individuals doing different things and say, we're going to link up and do a talk show together. In fact, we didn't come together to start a talk show in the first place. We came together from the beginning. All of us was respectfully on our individual on a forefront of different battlefields doing work. Everybody got their skills and their talents, and we met together as family. You know what I'm saying? Ever since then, we created that bond, and with that bond of loving each other and then having the respect for our people and knowing that we got to change and we got to make some sacrifices to put in some work. You know what I'm saying? We just naturally, collectively came together and said, look, we got to do something. All three of us are strongholds, so we could be Voltron, come together, and make something stronger and make something happen. Ever since then, we just been rocking. But really, it's just family. You know what I'm saying? We never had a fight or argument or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how we rocking this. We just brothers and sisters, So shout out to my brother Tad. And shout out to Oba and the whole Philly family. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I had the opportunity to go to Philly, and I had met the brother and all of that from day one. The brother just seemed solid. He was genuine, a real friendly brother that was like welcoming. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they be on the ignorant, especially in the so-called conscious community or whatever. We don't even call it that no more, right? But some people was just like, oh, you from where? You doing what? You know what I'm saying? But we can't look at each other like that, man. It don't make no sense because, it's that tribalism. You know what I'm saying? That tribalism. It's just like I'm watching now, like in Brooklyn and, all over Chicago, LA, the gang culture and all of that. That just comes back from that tribalism, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to do away with that for real. Like I was even watching us because I started catching up. And shout out to our brother Doggy Diamonds. That's definitely our brother, our extended family. Much respect and love to him and Tad and everything that they going through. You know what I'm saying? But they strong brothers. They gonna hold it down. But I was catching up on my YouTube stuff. I don't really watch TV or nothing. But my guilty pleasure is I'll tap in to like see what's going on with the entertainment world and the media. And I'm looking, and right now they got two dudes from Bed-Stuy that are big gang members or whatever, or big gangsters or whatever you want to call it. They from the same hood. I'm talking about in the same town, and they beefing each other. And they don't even got beef. They just beefing to say who's the biggest gangster. Oh, you ain't gangster. You ain't really this gangster. You ain't there. You wasn't there. You ain't. I'm like, yo, that's straight ignorant. Especially these dudes is like 40 years old, probably mid 40s. Straight ignorance. You know what I'm saying? They don't even got a reason to beef, you know? It's just, oh, you ain't really this gangster, you ain't that. It's like that tribalism coming. It's like the macho or that ego or whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but that carries right over into the Black power conscious community as well. You know what I'm saying? It's something in us that our people, we got to do away with that. We got to learn to love and respect each other and also support each other. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they just watch you. They'll sit back and watch you. They're your frenemies. They'll sit back. They'll look at every single thing you do. Watch you. They ain't saying nothing. They just watching you to see what you're doing, what you building on. They ain't going to support you, though. They ain't going to pull up when it's time to pull up. They ain't going to make no sacrifices. They ain't going to put no boots on. They ain't going to put no gloves on, do no work. They ain't going to sacrifice, donate no money, none of that. They ain't going to support you, but they watch you every day, though. They watch you. Why you watching? What you watching for? You know what I'm saying? You going to put your boots on and get in the field, in the battlefield, and put some work in? Or you just going to sit back and hate? And you know what? Most of the time, the people that be watching and they don't support, they don't say nothing, but they just watch you. They watch you because they want to imitate you. Because they want to imitate you, but they really don't have what it takes to be or do the things that you do and to walk in your shoes. That's fine. Everybody play your position. Play your position. Do you. Be who you are. Whatever skills and talents you have naturally, that's really what's going to shine the most. When you do what you're comfortable with and be who you are and then apply that to whatever it is, whether it's Black wealth or Black history or all forms of Black power, helping our people, like whatever your character is naturally, accentuate that. Let that shine. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to be Ashe or Keisha or a Tad or a Blacksmith. You don't got to do nothing. Do it your way. You know what I'm saying? As long as you walk in left foot forward in righteousness and you ain't no sellout, you know what I'm saying, for our people, then you straight. You know, everybody not warrior class. Everybody ain't the scientists and the geniuses and all of that. But when it comes to this ego and stuff, I'm seeing it's just craziness, man. Like these dudes literally, Keisha, I'm gonna pass the mic, but they was literally arguing over it was like because one of the rappers is in a group called the Lobby Boys. And they was like, yo, what lobby you from? And he from the hood. He from the hood, but the housing complex that he in is a small one, so it don't have no lobby in it. But his rap group is a Lobby Boys. But he from the hood though. He put in work though too, I heard. But his particular housing complex don't have no lobby. And the other dude is saying, what lobby you from? So I'm like, oh, so you trying to out-gangster him because his building don't have a lobby. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, this is the ignorance that we dealing with. Like some people just want to be so gangster. Some people just want to be so conscious. Or some people just want to read more books than you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's the priority, family? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what are we really fighting for? What's the end goal? Most of us don't have no end goal. That's the problem. Most of us don't even have the vision. We just like get an idea and a concept and we think like what it is that you might want or something you might want to do. Well, didn't we talk about this last week? True courage is knowing how to suffer. Sometimes you got to change your position. You going through certain trials and tribulations and you make errors and things of that nature. You got to learn from those L's. Take those L's, make them W's, turn them into wins. The way you do that is by adjusting. Some people, they just stay in the same spot. They ain't got no pivot. They ain't got no bop, no crossover. They can't do nothing but shoot the same jumper. You know what I'm saying? You got to be mobile. You got to be agile. You got to be able to move and play the position that needs you instead of the position that you want. Because a lot of us, we just sitting here, we want to do something that we said we're going to do, something we want to do. But if that's not what the people need, then you're wasting everybody's time. Because like we said we was talking about this last week. A lot of people want to live out their wildest fantasies, even in this Black power work, conscious community work, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people just want to do that. They just want to be the person to say on camera or be the person that's the victor that everybody say, oh, you the hero, you saved Black people. I don't care about that. I just want Black people to get free. That's why I care about the end goal. See, like I always like to say, Carter G. Woodson, you know, the race needs workers, not leaders. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite quotes. The race needs workers, not leaders. because it's the workers that will do the work that the leaders is out here talking about. All they doing is talking. You know what I'm saying? But where's the work? You feel me? So this is what we on. We just got to learn from our mistakes, man. And that's what we all about. Thorough Black Talk. We all about, we keep it thorough, but at the same time, it's all about character development, building your character up, being a better person. Like I always like to say, right now it's 2022. It's a new year. Some of us is still doing the same ignorant stuff we was doing back in 2021. You know what I'm saying? Some of us ain't set no goals for ourselves. Some of us ain't really building on nothing, starting no foundation for the future. And I get that too, because I wasn't always in what I'm into now. I wasn't, before I met Keisha and all that, I wasn't like this. You know what I'm saying? So that's fine. But at some point, when you come upon, like we talked about this last week also, when you hear that war call, when the ancestors make the call to you, you can't ignore that call. You know what I'm saying? You gotta listen and take heed. And whatever position they give you, play that position. Don't try to play a role that you're not. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to be a gangster that you're not. Don't try to be a brilliant, intelligent, book smart person that you're not. Because a lot of people we see, even in the Black Power community, they read the books and they just regurgitate the information. They don't got no reading comprehension. No goddamn reading comprehension. You know what I'm saying? All they got is the lines and memorize. They actors. You give them a script, they make it in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Ashe is not the best speaker. I'm not the best speaker. That's why when it's time to speak, I prefer Keisha or Tad to be the focal point. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they're going to hold it down regardless. My skill is I come up with some great ideas and concepts, and I know how to take ideas and concepts and materialize them. That's my skill. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be the person in the front. I don't want the fame either. You know what I'm saying? Even if I was rich, I don't want the fame. Because like I said, you might have to bust somebody's head, and I don't play me, Tag Keisha, and Ashe don't play them kind of games. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got very short patience when it comes to that. And we love getting it in. But, that's another story. But anyway, I'm hoping this give y'all some encouragement. I'm not trying to shun nobody, throw no shade on nobody, but we can't keep repeating the same mistakes that we make it, family. We can't continue to do the same mistakes. We wasting a lot of time. Yesterday was Amos Wilson's birthday, sis. Yesterday was Amos Wilson's birthday. One of our great scholars, African warrior scholars. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to be studying him at this time. All of the things that he said. If you're not a reader, there's plenty of his speeches online. You can listen to it. They got the audio books. Or you could just watch one of his speeches they got video of him on YouTube. You could watch that. So many different things, but Amos Wilson is one of all of our favorites. How many of us actually study his work? Or we just study enough so that we could regurgitate the lines and say it when we want to sound good? You know what I'm saying? When we on the camera, we want to regurgitate the lines. Word for word, verbatim, I probably can't even remember some of the lines Amos Wilson said, but the goddamn meat and bones, the principles and the morals. Oh yeah, I'm on point with that. I'm on point with that. And I'm going to take something somebody say and add to it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not just going to sit here and keep regurgitating. But, it is what it is, man. If that's not how you rock and that's not what you're about, step out of the way, family. Let somebody else that's really genuine do their work. And this is what we promote up here, because we want all of our people up here to be on the same kind of vibe. We know that. Most of y'all up here on the same kind of vibe. Y'all support us. If we got something, y'all hold us down. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all share this link. What they say, shameless plug. Share this link, like, subscribe, comment. It might not sound but every little bit counts, family. Y'all know how this algorithm is. They be hating on us, and we just doing this for free. We don't ask for no money, no donations, or nothing like that. We just give it up every single week. We up here because this is what we want to do. Whatever we could do to help, this is what we doing. And I'm in the streets, I'm helping out. I got an event coming up soon with a brother of mine. It's his event. He just pulled me into it, asked me, because he know Ashe, my name Ashe. I'm gonna make something materialize. So I did an interview with him, a dope ass artist, Keisha, my brother of Haitian descent. And he's having a paint, sip, and vibe event. He's gonna teach people how to paint, teach his techniques and all of that. And you get to walk away with a piece of his. And he had solo shows and all of that. So he big. He coming. about to get huge, you know what I'm saying? And you can walk away with a solo piece. So that's something I do, you know, I collaborate with other people and I materialize, make stuff happen, you know, like find out what your skill is, you know, whatever that might be, make it happen. And if you can't find a skill that you sit back, you like, damn, don't sit back and feel sorry for yourself. Don't sit back and be like, damn, I ain't got no skill, I can't do nothing. Because you know what? It's a lot of people out here that's doing stuff that need help. You know what I'm saying? And that could be you. You could be the person right there that pull up and help somebody when they at that point where they like, yo, I'm about to quit this, I'm about to quit it. I'm about to give up. It's too hard. I ain't getting no support because y'all know how us black people are. Y'all know how we are, unfortunately. I see my brother in the building. We got to support each other more, family, because that goes a long way. And we're going to have to do, and I'm going to pass the mic, we got to get back to protocol. And Keisha and Ty, y'all going to have to do another what was that? The event that y'all did was it protocol?
Code of conduct.
Yeah, code of conduct. And in the new code of conduct that y'all do, we gotta also incorporate character. You know, and when I say that, I'm talking about specifically things that you do, like protocol, like I don't know the word I'm looking for right now, but things that you like practices that you can actually incorporate to help the people that you rock with. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's talking about picking up the phone and calling. A lot of us, we text nowadays. A lot of us don't. We just want to send a text. It's the information age. We text. Pick up the phone and call them because you know what? Most of the time, people that's going through stuff, they ain't going to send you what they're going through over no text. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not until you get on the phone, be like, yo, how you doing? What's going, you know, really talk to somebody. They might start letting you know, like, what's happening, you know? Pick up that phone. Get on the phone. Call them. Like, support. Support means a lot. You know what I'm saying? Support. Look at, and we also got I don't know if I sent the link to Keisha. There's a new up and coming movie about Marcus Garvey. It's coming out, and hopefully we could share that link or share the video.
Yeah, we're gonna share the clip later.
Yeah, but it's in a GoFundMe stage. But anyway, what my point is with Garvey, if he would have had real support, you know what I'm saying? He had support. Local, like Harlem, and he was branching out and getting bigger. But just when he started to get bigger, a lot of the haters came. Even big name haters like black people that was big names that started hating on him. You know what I'm saying? So if he would have really had the support that we love and appreciate him now, if he would have had that level of support back then, you know what I'm saying? Like the black race would be in a way better position. But back then he wasn't getting the support that he really could have used. So think about that, like how far support goes when you supporting your people, family. Everybody play their position. Find out what your position is. That's the first step I'm going to tell you. Whatever your role is, whatever you could contribute, figure out what that is, you know, and don't feel no way about it. It might be a small thing, it might be a huge thing. But everybody got a position to play. You know, once you figure that out, get to work, family. Let's stop playing games. We don't like to come up here, Keisha Tab, Blacksmith. We don't come up here to talk and talk our mouths off and let y'all hear us, and because we like the sound of our voice. We not up here for that. You know what I'm saying? I prefer not to talk. I'm an action-based person. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's that? Where they at? Let's do this. A, B, and C. All right, that's what we need. Let's do that right now. I'm an Aries too. I'm a fire sign. So that's what my bop is. But, you know, like, that's how we are. That's how we are. So we not up here just trying to do that. Yo, we really want to build it and make a change, man. Like every year, we can't be coming in every year on the same energy, same time, and waiting. Everybody's talking about Putin right now. What's going on with Russia and things of that nature. It's very valid. We definitely got to touch on that. It's valid what's going on too. But at the same time, it's like when you got people that know more about strategies of war against the Ukrainians than they know about strategies of war against the African Americans here that they are part of, and you don't understand the cartel pro and the strategy and all of this stuff that they got, but you could tell me about some goddamn Ukraine and Russia, there's something black, something is wrong with us. It's a disconnection right there, black family. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't learn and study all that stuff, but we got to also see what's happening with them in the Ukraine and Russia and apply that to how it affects us. Because if they doing that to them, you got goddamn believe that they don't give a goddamn about us and they could do anything they want to us. You know what I'm saying? Unless we get our nuclear missiles, and I saw the video, Keisha. They had missiles in the air, like people was taking on their cell phone, missiles just flying past them in the sky, like, oh, that's a missile. You know what I'm saying? So it's real, family. So we got to get our priorities together. It's a lot of work out here for us. Focus.
Facts. Facts. We are workers. 100%. We are workers, and we prefer it that way. Trust and believe, because I can do a lot of things stealth and get more things done that way than being out front. We be out front. We out front because we have to at this critical time. But we do things behind the scenes that sometimes we let you know what it is, and sometimes we can't. It's just not. It's just not beneficial that we tell you certain things in this critical time. So again, we got our brother Blacksmith coming in to fill in for our brother Tad. We appreciate you, brother. Before we get you in, real quick, shout out to brother Ray and the Professor William Mackey Jr. Study Group was with them last night. Shout out to brother Trust Graham. Always learn so much from brother Trust Graham. Just the art of study itself and research itself. Learn so much from him. And in this photo, you have brother Ray, you got Minister Brown. Some of you who watch on YouTube, a lot of the scholars, excuse me, as brother Ashe said, Amos Wilson, Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, Shashi McIntyre, Dr. Nathan and Julia Hare, Steve Coakley, Khalid Muhammad, Dr. Leonard Jeffries, Professor Smalls. Minister Brown recorded a lot of those things. So when you're on YouTube and you see TAP Media or TAP Productions, then you know that's who he is. That's Minister Brown with the cane. The History Hitman was in the house, Mike Grace. So we had a great time. I learned a lot. And, we'll talk about that at a future date when we can get Brother Trust Graham in here because he is often busy himself. So it's a lot going on. So definitely appreciated that last night. As we're coming towards the end of Black History Month, it was something that Brother Trust Graham brought out yesterday. And I hope you all know about it. I know he knows that I, Brother Mike, and some others already knew this information, but what was the catalyst to the enslavement of African people around the world? How did it start? Do you know, brother Blacksmith? Do you know how it started? Who did what and why? Oh wait, you got you on mute. Hold on. You got to unmute yourself, brother Blacksmith. Unmute yourself.
Should be good.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, y'all. Peace to the peoples. Everybody. Brother Tad, I know you hear me. Do your thing. We'll see you soon. Keisha's question. Rephrase the question. Excuse me. Ask it again, please.
Yeah, Brother P said, brother, trust ain't no joke. But what was the catalyst, or what was the blueprint for the enslavement of African people? How did it start?
I would go back to the reptilian agenda and what Credo Mutua said. They came from the sky with the fire and art, and they came down, and when we were all female, if you believe this, of course, when we were all females, they made some of us go into one room, and we became the more strong and I guess buff, or whatever word you want to use for that, became males, and the more, smaller framed and what have you became women. And this supposedly started the wars, a time when war started on the earth between men and women, more or less. because at that time, like I said, we were all female. We could all reproduce through something called parthenogenesis. And you could will pretty much remember at those times we were in higher dimensions, so we could do a lot of things that seem impossible now. Whenever I mention that word, and the first time, actually, I have to say, the first time somebody told me that, I thought he was so full of it. I was like, I ain't trying to hear it. And over the years, I just kept running into it, and I got to a point where it was like, okay, this is something, because there are still women on the earth who can do it, but it's not something you just do because you want to. And then the race issue, why we fit to be enslaved, because when they first came, a lot of people don't acknowledge that Africans, since what was now known as Europeans, have been around each other, is a small time in history, and it's probably about 55,000 years. Okay, when they came, they saw how sleek and beautiful we were as a people, and they just learned how to, they learned how we were and used that to manipulate us, because we were so innocent and so peaceful. They found a way to turn us into them, and that's our problem now, especially in the United States and maybe in most of the countries in the Caribbean. We've become more like them than them.
Dr. Ranoka Rashidi.
But only to each other. I'm sorry.
Dr. Ranoka Rashidi used to always say, and peace be upon him, that if you eliminate white folks from the planet Earth, white supremacy will still manifest, because we have taken in that ideology. But I wanted to give it a legal definition of why we were enslaved. And it came by way of the Doctrine of Discovery.
Okay.
An edict or a papal bull that was put out by the Catholic Church. And what they said was, as they divided up the world, if you will, they said, any nation or any place that they went to, European went to, and it wasn't Christian, you have the right to enslave them.
Right.
Right. So it just behooves me today that you have so many Black people who are members of the Catholic Church. But anyway, that's another conversation. But it was through that edict, that papal bull, that allowed for the enslavement of African people. So when you all get a chance in your spare time, I would implore you to Google and read the Doctrine of Discovery. Or you can probably go on YouTube and find some scholar talking about it. I'm sure you can. But check that out and find out that that was the blueprint for the enslavement of African people around the world. So I'm glad he was able to get that information out to people who had never known that before. So shout out to everybody who was on the live checking it out last night. I know Brother Ray appreciates that. If you want certain reading materials too, just shoot me an email. I'm going to put a list of books on the Thorough Black Talk Facebook page that you guys can check out, and I'm going to give you some prices as well. And any books that you need, I can definitely get to Brother Ray and make sure you all get those. Okay, so he gave me the price list for all of his books, and I will definitely make sure you all get it. Okay, so Brother Ashe, did you know about the Doctrine of Discovery?
No, not at all. That's why I love Keisha. Keisha, she gonna play her role. That's what she do. She dropped them gems, them hidden fat, them things y'all don't want to do, y'all don't want to read. Ashe don't want to read. You know what I'm saying? Keisha gonna read, and she gonna send you the link. She gonna text me every morning, sending me the link, the video, the address, blood type, everything. She's sending me every goddamn thing about these devils we dealing with. You know what I'm saying? That's why the team is so tight. But no, I didn't know about that. So that's very valid, and I would like to learn more about that. But to answer your question, I mean, that's valid, because that's definitely a blueprint. But we also have to remember too that I guess that's talking about that particular form of enslavement, because remember, before the Europeans, it was the Arab enslavement that we had. So we had war with a lot of goddamn different people. I don't know about the reptilians, what Blacksmith was saying. I don't know. But like I said, I didn't read that book. You know, I don't read all of the, I haven't read every book. And I'm not ashamed to say that. But what I will say is it's a very deep conversation, and it also has to have a level of introspection and, you know, analyzing African people and our traits and our characters. You know, that, I mean, it's not a fault of ours that we are so loving to let people come in. That's not a fault or a negative thing per se, but it had a negative effect on us. And that's what we talk about. That's why I love doing this show, because everything we talk about comes in full circle. We talk about taking the L's and turning them into W's. So even though that wasn't a fault, that we love people, we've embraced them and bring them in and want to learn and teach them about our cultures and all of that, even though it's detrimental to us. When we find out that it is detrimental to us, we got to learn from them losses and turn them into W's. And the fact that we have people today, Africans today, that are still repeating these same mistakes, kumbaya, they want to love everybody and bring everybody in. How you going to bring everybody in your goddamn house, even the enemy? I mean, common sense. In your house right now, you don't bring the enemy in your house. You don't even want the enemy knowing where you live, what block you on, what building you live, your address. Now, you don't even want them. So to bring them in your house, and not only that, but feed them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we still repeating these mistakes like we didn't learn. These people we dealing with are any different. But that's a very deep conversation. So, you know, it would entail like definitely reading on that book that you just dropped and having a conversation even deeper. Like, how did it start? You know what I'm saying? And what is it about ourselves that we have to improve on? Because we can't continue to keep letting these people in our households and in our communities, things of that nature, and we still enslaved. Keisha said, why we got so many Catholic and Christians and so on and so religions, whatever religion you want to name, like, you know, unfortunately, not to disrespect anybody or whatever, but a lot of it is enslavement. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it is enslavement. And especially because when you read a lot of these religious texts, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them were catered to the times that those people were living in. And the times we live in now, even if it is good in those books that you follow, they don't suit the times we in. So a religion was created during a time period. That's why you got dates, you know what I'm saying? Chapters and King David and all of this stuff. Like, that's exactly why they reference it like that in these religious texts. You know? So if we living on something that's like ages and ages and ages old and expecting that to have the same application and effect that we have now, regardless of how much good might be in that book or how much of it might be a poetic metaphor, you know what I'm saying? We still have to make sure that the application of it today is suiting, you know. And a lot of our people, unfortunately, that's caught up in this religion, like I said, no disrespect, all respect due, but a lot of them will literally, like, I've seen people kick their goddamn children out the house, call the police on their children because they didn't go to church, or because they not following the scripture, or because their child is not dressed a certain way, or because their child listens to a type of song that might not be approved or friendly for religion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many different levels to this, and a lot of our people are brainwashing. Like Keisha said, why is there so many people that are Catholics and all of that, knowing the history well? I would say exactly what Keisha said, because of slavery. Because it's the same exact thing. It's a form of slavery. We are, unfortunately, some of us are still enslaved in the mind, you know. Until we get out of that, we still gonna be in the same predicament. So you definitely gotta drop that info. And, you know, shout out to, before I pass the mic, somebody had sent the link. It was a couple months back, maybe a year ago, and they had sent the link, and it was somebody. We got to figure out who it is and drop that link. I got it somewhere. Drop that link in the chat. But it was a link that had so many different African-centered books, all in PDF version. You know what I'm talking about, Keisha?
Scribed.com.
Yeah, we got to drop that link in the chat for
Yeah,
anybody
I'll
to
put it in there before we close out. Just remind me, I'll put it in there.
because some people can't afford books too. We forget that, and then we sit here and get self-righteous and all in our conscious. You know what I'm saying? Black power, whatever you want to call it, and we realize that look, people got to buy Pampers, people got to buy food. They ain't got the money to be spending $20, $30, $40, $50 on these books. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get it how we live. So if somebody got the link, put that link in the chat. Or if you gotta take it back to old school back in the days, take somebody else's book to the printer copy machine, like we used to do back in the days. I ain't paying for no textbook. I'm copying a whole book, hand that out. That's your job right there, family. For whoever saying that they don't know the position that they play, all you gotta do is get one book, make copies of the goddamn book, and hand them joints out, or give it to some. It's things that we could do. It's no reason nobody could sit here and say, "Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what role I could play." Start somewhere and then build up on that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, it's work we gotta do, family. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, Ashe, let me just touch something real quick that based off of what you just said a few minutes back, as far as how the European was able to infiltrate. If you read or are familiar with Destruction of Black Civilization, as written by Chancellor Williams, he says in the book over and over, in particular with Egypt and what is now known as Ethiopia area, that when they came, remember, they came from the mountains. So they came over the sands back into Africa. And every so often they would try to go in and be so easily defeated. It was like the Africans was laughing at them, like, "Yo, man, why y'all keep doing this?" Until and then they would go back and say, "Nah, we were just kidding. We're not gonna really do anything. We just wanted to come in and see if you were secure. So now we're gonna go back out into the foothills and leave." And they were just refining their strategies. This took thousands of years. I'm not talking about 100 years or 50 years, a lifetime. And eventually, when they were able to, they got in and never looked back. We are now over that spell. We are now, the dispensation of time that we're in right now at this very moment is such that we're going to take over eventually, soon. I'm not talking 50 years, 100 years, 200 years. I'm talking like soon. I'm not going to put no.
Still doing that to this day, because remember, what was that, a year ago or something? Everybody was in an uproar. We was all upset because Ghana allowed the U.S. to have a military base.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Is it being built as we speak?
No, it's there. They've been in Ghana. U.S. been in Ghana for a while now.
Okay, yeah, no. Well, I lived in Ghana for 2 years, and I came back in 2010. And what I think it is an embassy, and part of it is like a base, because the embassy over there is gigantic. It looked like a prison.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like a year and a half ago or something. On the show, we was talking about. The Ghanaian government had approved, and even Ghanaians was in an uproar. They was talking about it on their show, because I watched the African news networks and the blogs and all of that too. They was talking about it, but that's the same thing they do it all over Africa. They did it even in the Russians and Ukraine. They doing the same thing right now. The Russians took over 2 territories, 2 states in the U.S.
Let me tell you what that's about. And that's a different story. I'm going to explain that to you. I'm glad you brought it up, because a lot of people is up in arms, and it's a very important topic that most of us. I was speaking to a homie of mine a few days ago, and I was telling him the same thing. None of us are talking about it. So I'm glad you brought it up, because I was going to bring it up if you didn't. What this is about right now is exactly what I just came off of when I was talking about how the Africans used to always rebuff the Europeans, and then they would go back and live and formulate their plans to come back again. In this case, though, with Russia and the Ukraine in particular, the reason why there's so many soldiers bundled up on so many borders all over the world, by the way, not just over there. Remember, Kazakhstan was 2 months ago. That's still bubbling, but it ain't cooking like it was before. Okay,
Right.
and then you got other places as well where people have like thousands and thousands of soldiers massed on borders, and with China and Taiwan, for example, but with Russia and Ukraine in particular, and all the other countries are going to do eventually is go in and get those guys that's in the deep state and finally get rid of that worker class, as opposed to the Soroses and the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and all them people. That's what's going on with all these soldiers on all these borders right now. They just giving you the drums of war, because if you notice throughout this whole phone call, or excuse me, throughout this whole meeting that we're having right now, none of us have mentioned COVID yet, because that's a dead story. 2 weeks ago, that was the biggest story. We ain't even talked about it yet, because it was never nothing to talk about. So now they got to beat the war drums to distract you from all the things that I've been talking about since I've been coming on the show, as far as what we're supposed to get and why I'm telling you we're victorious already right now at this very moment.
That's valid, bro. That's why I was saying just now, like, you can't know more about what's happening in Ukraine and you know about what's happening right here in Brooklyn, Chicago. You know what I'm saying? LA, like, we've been at war. We at war with each other. Unfortunately, we're in multiple wars. The black man and a black woman, and it has been in multiple wars.
That's why I say you gotta say which one we in now.
which goddamn war? We in a war of religion and enslavement, mental enslavement. We in a war with the prison industrial complex. We in a war with black businesses where they can't even shine right now. They trying to block and shadow ban everybody. You know what I'm saying? We at war, physical war, dealing with these devils. They're not even just the multiple devils, the sand devils, the cave devils, multiple wars we had, family. So listen,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got to multitask. Real.
Facts. Anyway, let's move right on along, because you know, I often say it's very important that you pay attention to the local politics.
Yes, ma'am.
And oftentimes when we talk about politics, that's like a bad pill for a lot of us. We don't want to talk about it. A lot of us don't understand the particulars of it. When we should be studying political science in kindergarten, because it is politics that rules everything that you do. And unfortunately, you go out and you participate in these things to your own detriment. And we here on this platform been saying for so long to stay away from it, because unless you do it independently in a block and pass agendas for yourselves, we in trouble. And the more, unfortunately, and I hate to say this, the more we vote, the worse our conditions get. This is why you have people who are coming in from all over the globe, who are coming into these cities, and within 30 days, not even having citizenship or solid residency, be allowed to vote, creating their own voting block, which is to the detriment of what we want, right? You have to be very selfish in politics. It is a selfish game. It is meant to be that way. Everyone understands that philosophy except us. We have been the stepping stone for everybody and everything, and we're not getting what we deserve. Now, for example, I could speak about New York because that's where I'm at. Those persons who live in apartments that are not rent stabilized or rent controlled, you about to have a serious markup. 74% minimum.
Wow.
Yes, because a lot of property owners felt that they suffered bad within the last 2 years, right? So what they've done is a lot of the apartment owners, building owners, formed their own lobby, right? And have worked with politicians to get what they want passed. The hats have done it. The Asians have done it. Latinos have done it. White women have done it. Everybody has done it. Except for us. We refuse to be selfish in our politics. Now, you look at our new mayor, Eric Adams, who just came into office in January, already has started to condemn Black people with out the gate, as if we are the only ones who commit crime within the city, who are impoverished within the city. Um, you have in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, the Polish gangs run over there. In Coney Island, the Russians run that. In Bensonhurst, the Italians running that. So I'm just saying, there's criminality in all aspects of life, right? However, we are the ones that are condemned. But I want to show you something on a who is Eric Adams' senior advisor, who has been with Eric Adams for more than 10 years. He was with Eric Adams back when Eric Adams was a senator. You understand? At press conferences, in the sanctum, getting things done for, as Brother Ashe say, the acidic community, getting things that's why they got the Shamram, they got their own police force, everything that we should have, other communities have gained. Now, people think in politics it's going to be a one and done. If I can't get it done this turn, that's it. There's a man by the name of Joe Eisendover. Joe Eisendover has been advising Eric Adams for years. Back at least 15 years. This is the footwork that community has put into the political machine to make sure that their agenda is passed. When it is common to talk about political science and lobbying as children in these groups, whereas our children don't have a damn clue of what I'm talking about here. You got adults that don't have a clue of what I'm talking about here. But I just want to show you a little clip. Now, remember, I said that Mr. Adams chastised the African American community and Black people in general about behaviors, and not saying he's wrong. He ain't, but other people in it too. Why just other people he tell to protect themselves, that they are foot soldiers, that they have to be on alert. Us, it's a buyback program. It's all kind of shenanigans that go on. Now, his senior advisor, let me just play this clip of Eric Adams 12 years ago. The man who was standing up behind him is Joe Eisendover. Joe Eisendover has been working with him and getting the agenda of what his community needs. Borough Park, Brooklyn, we all know who live in Borough Park, of what they need. Hold on real quick. And let me and then I ask you all, in New York City, did you get the same kind of commentary? Did Eric Adams come and sit with y'all for the same reasons? Check this out.
And other parts of the community. I noticed that many of our private schools now, yeshivas, there are no security guards. There isn't a bell, the door is not locked. People are able to come in and out with a free flow. And that is pre-9/11, that was dangerous. Post 9/11, that is increasingly more dangerous. So there are little things we can do. I think one thing I would like to do is reach out to our police commissioner, who I believe has been dedicated to this issue of fighting terrorism, and see if we can have our officers to go into our various yeshivas, synagogues, schools, and do site surveys. This is a free service that the police department is willing to do, to go in and actually do a site survey.
Now, the guy in the yarmulke right here that's standing right behind him, this is Joe Eisendorfer, 12 years ago, who is now Eric Adams' senior advisor. Let me continue this.
Say, how can we better secure a facility? I've attempted to put money in the budget this year to put cameras and security systems in some of our high-profile areas. One thing I'm hoping to do with the new director is identify some of those high-security areas that are in our community. 770 Eastern Parkway. That's the borough headquarters for the Lavonchi community. Barry Shuker is here from the Crown Heights area. That's important to us. And so we're going to do our share. As an advocate for your district, I'm going to attempt to bring in those funds to make sure we can properly secure our district and our synagogues, our schools. But we also need you to do some of the basic things that were just mentioned. It's almost like a homeowner. We can't talk about burglaries if we leave the door unlocked every night. We are at war with people who want to harm our basic form of living, and all of us are extension of our military and our foot soldiers. You are our foot soldiers in the community. Thank you very much.
So again, he's telling them, they're under attack. They got to protect themselves. This is a Homeland Security meeting. What black leadership in New York City was there a Homeland Security meeting for? I'll wait. I'll wait. All we get is chastisement. What did he say? The hub of that community is 770 Eastern Parkway. The three of us know exactly where that's at.
Exactly.
What about black folks? What about black folks? You understand what I'm saying? He said that they are foot soldiers in this war. You understand? But for us, we get lip service. We get lip service. And again, you can go back years. I got photos, videos, and everything on Eric Adams' career. And ain't nothing for us but lip service. But then again, I want you all to walk away. Sister Marie said the same thing is going on in B-More. Definitely that. The corruption in Baltimore is at an all-time high. I don't know what's worse, Baltimore, Detroit, or Chicago. I don't know, because it's bad. Thanks to Darren Muhammad, I get the 411 of what's going on in B-More. But again, black people hold up this party. The problem now is our voting has decreased over the last several years. That's the reason why they want to give voting rights to folks who are not citizens, because the party is dead without us. And they know it. They know they in trouble. So they got to save the party. However, we don't understand the politic of that. And we're voting to make it happen to our own detriment. Crazy. Crazy. Your thoughts, brother Blacksmith?
I'm going to start with something from last week. We spoke on the phone briefly about it. Now, a lot of y'all don't have this book. This is the book that I mostly speak of when I'm hollering at y'all on this show, because it exposed the entertainment industry. Now, when you take the United States and incorporate it, it becomes a corporation, right? The president of the corporation right now is Joe Biden. The president and the commander in chief is Donald Trump. Okay, now let me make my point as to why I said all of this. Alton Maddox used to always say at UAM when he first came from Georgia, or when he came from when he got out of school with his law license, that every so often when he be in court and he win a case, he didn't lose many, if any at all. But when he win his case, he'd have like a Jew side up on him and tell him, you need to get sponsored. So when I say tying that back to the book and any entity, or let's say people dynamic as defined by Frances Cress Welsing in her most important book, The ISIS Papers, everybody's supposed to have a handler. And this is why I became a targeted individual, because when I feel that people are trying to handle me, I get away from them. I don't care if it's at a job. I don't care if it's a friend that I've known for a long time. Once I get that vibe from you, I'm getting away from you. And so basically, this is the people that are supposed to be handling me by guiding me a certain way and so on and so forth. So what I'm saying is, with Eric Adams, that's his handler. Alton was very reviled in the New York State court system, especially because he didn't have a handler, and so he's out of control. And then he's winning cases for like you said, for us, or advocating for us wherever he go. And there you go. So basically, if you're gonna make it big to any type of position, whether it be politics, entertainment, law, whatever you want to call it, you got to have a handler. And that's just your way of seeing who's his handler and why we never get what we supposed to get, because everybody's handled. Nah, your people ain't getting that. They did this. Nah, your people ain't getting this. They did that. So on and so forth. Everybody's just about handled. If you prominent in their eyes, in their media. Alton used to say this as well. If they're talking about you good in the media, that means you bad for us. And vice versa.
Facts, bro. And Sister Pat said, attorney at war automatics was never going to be second briefcase. You crazy? You crazy. Wasn't going to happen.
Johnny Crocker and then some. Facts. And no diss to Johnny. That's no diss to Johnny. That man was brilliant. No dissing.
Facts. I think, am I pronouncing this right? Prophesizer Silence says, any thoughts on the reparation task force discussion that began yesterday? Well, I got a lot to say about that.
You're going to talk right now, sis. It's all yours.
You want to take it first?
No, I don't know nothing about it. I want to hear it.
All right.
Matter of fact, I'm going to mute myself.
See, that's why we have Blacksmith. He a damn troublemaker. But I love my brother anyway, for real. I always love my brother from the first time I met him. Real talk. So just to play a little clip for those who haven't seen it, I snatched this from AJ News. But check this out and then we'll discuss it. How about that?
Years of slavery, decades of Jim Crow, housing discrimination, and other forms of systemic racism. All of that has led to this: a shocking wealth gap between black and white households in the United States. An average gap of $850,000 that, some experts believe, can be solved by something long overdue: reparations to the descendants of enslaved black people. But how do we even determine who's eligible for reparations? And can the struggle for reparations in other parts of the world teach us anything about what needs to be done in the U.S.? To understand why there's a call for reparations, there needs to be an understanding of the scale of slavery. It was a crime against humanity in which around 400,000 people were forcibly brought to North America. Over the centuries, 10 million enslaved people were legally treated as property in the United States, brutalized and ruthlessly exploited for free labor, which was used to establish the country as a leading global economy. In fact, one historian estimated that by 1860, enslaved people were, quote, worth some $3.5 billion, making them the largest single financial asset in the entire U.S. economy. That's around $115 billion today. When slavery was abolished in 1865, 4 million formerly enslaved African Americans were freed. But through their forced labor, they created billions of dollars in generational wealth for their captors and none for themselves. Back then, the US government understood the need for reparations and passed an order to distribute 40 acres and a mule to all formerly enslaved families so they could build wealth and financial security. However, after the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, President Andrew Johnson vetoed the allocation and returned the land to former slave owners. One way to reckon with America's past and current wealth disparity is through reparations that close the racial wealth gap.
You should make direct monetary payments to the eligible recipients.
That's economist William Darity. He co-authored the book From Here to Equality, which outlines one of the most comprehensive plans for what material reparations could look like.
So we estimate that this would require an expenditure of approximately $350,000 per eligible recipient. You get a figure of approximately $14 trillion.
Reparations for the crime of slavery and its legacy have long been a subject of national debate.
I don't think reparations for something that happened 150 years ago for whom none of us currently living are responsible is a good idea.
And I think they're using what academics would call the theory of distance, that something is too far in the past to have contemporary application.
So it's easy to see why Congress has yet to pass H.R. 40, a bill that was proposed all the way back in 1989. It would set up a commission to study and consider a national apology and proposal for reparations for the institution of slavery and its subsequent racial and economic discrimination against African Americans. And while you cannot place a monetary value on slavery and its lasting effects, there's a precedent of reparations programs compensating victimized communities directly. Back in the US, the Civil Liberties Act of 1988 designated $20,000 payments to Japanese Americans who survived internment camps during World War II.
The U.S. government has also made payments in instances where it was not the culpable party. Payments made to families that lost loved ones during the course of the 9/11 attacks, as well as payments that are being made to individuals who were held hostage in Iran at the end of the Carter presidency.
Up to $4.4 million per hostage or their estates. In the case of slavery, the U.S. government did promise reparations. It's just reneged on it. In fact, when the U.S. finally issued an apology for slavery, it included the disclaimer, "Nothing in this resolution authorizes or supports any claim against the United States or serves as a settlement of any claim against the United States." Nor did the U.S. ever provide true reparations, a process consisting of three things: acknowledgement, redress, and closure for grievous injustices.
Okay.
So they started a task force yesterday. At least that's what the person in the chat was talking about. But it was to have. Let me see. Let me try to mute this other screen. To have $350,000 per African American here living in the United States. However, it was crazy because first of all, that number is way too low.
Yeah.
That's like, if I win a case for $1 million and I settle with $10, that's just crazy. So that out the gate, where did they come up with that number? And as you said, as I showed here in the clip, they used Dr. Darity's number, but I disagree with that number. And I'm sure that both of you two disagree with that number. Again, you got these local politicians just coming up out of the whim with stuff just to save face because independent Black media has been on their tail about this issue and about other issues. And the party is trying to save face. So then they said, well, you know what? Let's just, Black people are complaining right now. Everybody getting something, like here in New York, Kathy Hochul just gave $10 million to Asian organizations. What black folks got? She ain't getting no bread, neither did I. You got some bread? I don't think so. So I'm just saying, where they come up with this stuff. So they trying to save face. The problem with that is that we as a people like talking points. We love melodic talking points. And that's what gets people. So then you have what's his name? Oh man. He's now the head of the DNC. Black guy. Sheesh. Jamie Harrison, that's his name, Jamie Harrison, who's now head of the DNC, who now also talking about these talking points to save face in the party. Jim Clyburn clearly said he was dead set against reparations. There was video footage of him saying that he don't see a chance in hell black people will be getting such. So as a compromise, he wants to make Lift Every Voice and Sing a part of the national thread.
Oh, hell no.
Now, you see what I'm talking about? You see the craziness in this? But of course, black people who don't study, don't understand, don't have a blueprint or a media to guide them will fall right into the traps. Right into the traps.
Hey Keisha, let me say something real quick. A lot of people don't know. I'm sure this audience, for the most part, knows, but a lot of people don't know that right before Johnny Cochran passed away, he was assembling a superstar team of attorneys who was going to turn that court out with this reparation. He had everything ready pretty much. Because when he passed away, it was like, yo, Johnny Cochran passed away? You sure? It was like, like he was sick in the hospital and the next day he was dead. So I know they Bob Marley'd him. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you brought that up, bro.
Somebody who got that kind of bread to die. You know what I'm saying? You find out today, next week you gone. Go ahead. You can take it.
No, I'm just saying, I'm glad you brought that up because I was about to go into that.
Okay.
You understand? But you took care of it for me.
Yeah,
so
sorry for cutting the wisdom.
Just be careful on how you operate politically. And I keep saying this, and I have to make time. Once my classes is over, then I'll be able to do it. Teach our people the fundamentals of politics. You go on the street. You know how I think the Tonight Show used to do it. Other nighttime media shows will go outside and ask people questions, the simplest things, and they couldn't answer it. Mm-hmm. I can guarantee you that if I take a microphone and a camera, me and Ashay might do that this summer. Go outside and ask people certain questions as it relates to politics. They couldn't answer me. And I know that for a fact. They couldn't answer me. So you have to understand the fundamentals. And unfortunately, we got to go to kindergarten with it. The average black person don't even know what a filibuster is. And how did it come about? What is a filibuster? How did it come about? Who was the first person to do a filibuster? That goes back to Adams's administration. His VP, which was Adam Burr, staged the first filibuster. You understand? Adam Burr, most people don't know who vice presidents are anyway, but I do. Adam Burr then ran against Jefferson and lost, and then he faded into the background. Now everybody hear this word filibuster, and they don't even know what it means. So we got a lot to unpack politically, and hopefully on this program, soon as my classes are done, we'll be able to do that. Because right now I'm focusing. I got to pass. I got to get another certification. So I got to pass my classes. But Brother Ashay sent me earlier that a movie is being produced about the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
Yeah.
Independently, that is. And there is a fundraiser as well, but I'm gonna play the clip, or you want to speak about it first, Ashay, before I play the clip, and then you speak after.
Nah, I just learned about it. It's look fire though. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, play the clip and we'll talk about it.
Definitely. All right. Give me a second, family. Give me 1 second. Got too many things open here. That's me. Believe it or not, I'm doing homework while I'm doing the show.
Hey, you a ringer. You can't be doing that. You denying us for your presence.
Oh, God. Here we go, family. Here we go.
Ain't no sound.
Since we black. I unequivocally reject the racist assumption of white America's ideology that God created the black man inferior. Because if Negroes are created in God's image and Negroes are black, then God too must in some sense be black. It's time to unite our brothers and sisters across the country and sail to Africa. Liberia is calling us now.
And what happens when the government tries to stop us?
By the time they try it, it will already be too late.
They claim to have lifted the Negro race to persuade Negroes into buying stock in the Black Star Line.
This trial is politically driven. They want to end the movement by assassinating my character. By not taking the plea, you face a mandatory 5 years in prison. Do you see any fear in my eyes?
Who does he think he is? Black Moses?
You better stop him quick. He's gonna tear this whole country apart.
How much longer will you endure the pain and suffering that this country places upon you? Dive down, black men, dive down and dig.
Hold your head high, Marcus. You are not the first the system has tried to break, and you will not be the last. The future of our people relies on you.
Africa for the Africans!
Yeah. That joint look fire. I ain't gonna lie. That joint look fire right there. I saw that. I was hyped. I was like, yeah.
So Ashay, telling people where they can find more information about this and how they can follow, GoFundMe and all that.
Yeah, I don't got the details in front of me, yo, but it's a GoFundMe. The movie is called Mosiah, you know, and it's an independent film. It's actually a young black brother. I seen a little short clip where he was talking about it. But you know, they put together this short trailer and they trying to raise, I think it's like $20,000 or something like that, so they can actually get the full film and the production done. So right now, you know, we can share the link for the GoFundMe and all of that, but it looked like a vibe. I ain't gonna lie, and I like it because there's also another movie that supposedly is being made about Garvey right now. We talked about this on the show previously. This other movie is featuring the guy that's playing Garvey is Winston Duke, and that's the guy that plays M'Baku in Black Panther. He's the guy that plays the clan from the mountains that Black Panther had to fight. He's supposed to be playing Marcus Garvey. I didn't see no trailer for it, but I heard that they trying to make that movie. But that movie is called Marked Man. And we already discussed this on the show. Like, I'm hoping it's good, but I'm skeptical. I already got my doubts, because if you start in a movie about Garvey and you name in the title of the movie Marked Man, then that already showed me the highly weird tricks that y'all gonna try to play on in the perspective of the storyline that y'all gonna give. Because to me, it's just like what they did with, we were so excited to see Fred Hampton movie. Then they come out and the title of the movie is Judas in the Black Messiah. So the main character is the Judas. Judas had more of a storyline than you saw Fred Hampton. So they really just showed the downfall of Hampton. So I don't want to see it. That's why I'm very particular when it comes to movies that's being made about Black history. We know what happened with that Nat Turner movie. That joint was not enough devil bloodshed. It was more Black bloodshed in the movie. And granted, we know the real history. A lot of people died, but still, like, the storyline and the power is in what the man did and what he accomplished. And I'm tired of seeing stories about the failures and the things of that nature, when these are people that actually were very powerful ancestors for us. no matter what happened in the end, we know to this day, we still fighting, we still struggling. The war ain't over yet. So we know that. But there were so many accomplishments that these people did that were not ordinary feats. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the time back in the days when things was way worse. Right now, it's easy. You can say whatever you want, get a book, internet, learn information. Like, to be about Black power back then, you had to really hear that ancestor call and really put in that work in. And when you started, you had to have the willpower to not give up. Some people will start and they'll give up. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to highlight the real ancestors and in their greatness, instead of trying to highlight the negative part. And then you go to see a movie, and then next thing you know, you leave the movie feeling worse than when you went in. You went in like, yeah, I'm ready to go bang, I'm ready to Black power, and then you leave the movie feeling defeated. You know what I'm saying? You feel like, damn, like, why they had to show all of that? Like, you know, just show the highlights of the you know, that's what I want. Because right now, we got to remember, film and entertainment, all of these things is propaganda, family. It's all propaganda. We forget that. We start thinking that we just want to go to the movies to be entertained. And that's the problem that we have. We are people of rhythm, spirit, culture. We got to be seeing and moving and doing stuff. So to get inspired, let's use this as positive propaganda. You know what I'm saying? Put them movies out that's going to inspire people and make the real next generation of real revolutionary people get active. Show it from that perspective, family. You know what I'm saying? That's like all of us on the show in our real lives. We have times where we feel defeated, where we not in our greatness all the goddamn time. What if they made a movie about me when I pass and they just show all the mistakes that Ashe made? You're going to feel crazy at that. But they ain't going to tell you and highlight all of the things that's powerful that help give you ammunition for you to get out and be active and do something. So that's why I'm just a little skeptical about these movies when they make these little movies about Black history and things of that nature. It always comes from, because we got hype. We were all seeing these slavery movies, and we like, everybody started getting to a point where they saying, damn, I'm tired of seeing every time a Black movie come out, it's about slavery. Then we got hype. Now we got a Black Panther. Now we got a Fred Hampton movie. Now we got so on and so forth. We getting excited now. We like, okay, but what they doing in a film movie, in a movie, even in a Black Panther, that we know that was a goddamn comic book. That ain't even real, but they still had to put the white savior in a Black Panther movie, didn't they? Didn't they? They still had to let the goddamn devil into Wakanda. They put the little subliminal in there. You know what I'm saying? So this is what they're trying to do now with the films. They trying to put these little subliminals in the goddamn films. And these is worse because it's about history. You know what I'm saying? So let's tell our own stories. So this is why I really have a good feeling about this movie. It's independent. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no devil funded movie, you know. So more than likely they're gonna have the opportunity to be as free and as Black power as they want to be with this movie. And it looks good. I mean, as you saw, I think they did pretty good casting. A sister of mine, we was debating, I sent the joint to her, and she was saying she didn't like the guy that's playing Garvey, but she's Jamaican. So, you know, she got a high standard of, she's saying, oh, his accent is not. I'm like, sis, look, his accent is not the same accent as Jamaicans now. He ain't saying Bumba and all that. But he's still, you know what I'm saying, like, back. And remember, Garvey, if you watch his speeches, and I mean, listen to his actual speeches, he didn't talk like the way Jamaicans talk now. Because Garvey, he was a big in Christianity. So, you know, he had that level of seminary school, you know, when it came to like his speech and his style of speaking. Like, he was speaking just like that. We could play some of the actual speeches and you could hear that he wasn't saying no bumba clot and all of that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't talking like that. He was Jamaican, but he was real Jamaican, but he was different. It was a different period. So I actually think the casting was very good. Even the young boy that they showed in the beginning looked like he could possibly grew up to be Marcus Garvey. So I'm excited for it. And the part when he said Africa for the scene where he said, do it look like they got fear in my eye? I said, woo! I got to see this movie. I got to see this. So shout out to the brother and the whole team that is working on this Messiah, the movie, Marcus Garvey movie. Go watch the trailer. I watched the trailer like 10 times. I'm not going to lie. I was excited as hell. It was like when Black Panther came out, everybody was excited. I'm like, damn. I watched this trailer like 10 times today. You know what I'm saying? But I'm excited for it. So hopefully, you know, they don't let us down. And this is our opportunity, family. If we put our black dollars into it, we have a say in it. You know what I'm saying? We could let them be as independent as possible so they can tell a story correctly, not have to whitewash, water down, or not be unapologetic to make the producers that are not like us, that are funding it, feel comfortable. That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? So you got to water stuff down. Let's do this on our own grassroots level, family. So we're going to put the page up so y'all could go to the GoFundMe page. You could just go to their Facebook, social media, and then I'm sure they got the link.
The website is right there, mosiahmovie.com, and you get all the information that you need.
Yeah. That's right. I'm excited. That's it, though, Keisha. How you feel
about it? We might have to do a group trip, Ashe, the way we did with Black Panther. We might have to go review that together. We might, not Black Panther. What's the other one we reviewed too? We reviewed 2 movies together, Black Panther and something else. Race War.
Yeah.
The 3 of us, yeah. So we might have to do this again this time with this film. But I definitely reached out to the director, and hopefully he will get back to us soon, and so that we can get him on the show. I think he's in the chat. So hopefully you'll come on soon so we can make this happen. Definitely, brother. We'll make it happen. And again, I can't wait to see it myself. Now, last week I mentioned, everybody like the fedoras. Thank you, F&P Accessories. But I wear them because 1, I look good in them, and 2, it's an homage to my father, my grandfather, and my uncles. So when you see me wear them, I'm giving honor and respect to them because they always wore them. My stepfather always wore fedoras. So, I'm rocking with them when you see me wearing the fedoras. But F&P Accessories. Now, I said that they have extremely reasonable prices. Not only do they have extreme reasonable prices, they also give you, that's right, you sisters and brothers, a way to make money with them. They have a wholesale program. And when I tell you it is great and you can afford it, trust me when I tell you, a wholesale program where you can get directly from them. And it's not just hats that she sells. And this sister, I believe, is out of Louisiana. But she has accessories, dresses, evening wear. But I'm a fedora girl, so that's what I get, But she has wholesale programs. So you can go to F&P Accessories or follow them on Instagram. Make sure you tell them that Thorough Black Talk sent you, okay? Make sure you put that in there. Thorough Black Talk sent me, okay? And find out about the wholesale programs and hopefully make this a side hustle or main hustle for you. I like to highlight businesses, Black-owned businesses who are also helping the community and helping the community feed itself. So I don't know this sister personally, her and her husband. I don't know them. However, I like their movement. You understand? Just like Rock Deep, I don't know them personally. But anytime you have a Black-owned business who could take a bunch of our people and help them make money and they get money together and win, I'm for that. Some people say, well, I don't like Rock D because, he got an Italian wife or whatever. You wear Nike, you wear Puma, you wear Under Armour. Stop playing. Stop playing. I see y'all in Old Navy. Stop playing with me. So it's the same thing. But this apparatus, there are so many Black designers who got put on. And not just getting put on, he's splitting profits with them. Not only does he split the profits with them, he offers so many profitable programs for his consumers. So, for example, like I said, some of the shoes he may have on the site, they may cost $150 to $500. Some of the shoes. But guess what? If you got membership, you get them free. You get them free. And just every Friday night he goes live, he just has 70% off. One of my swap sisters, shout out to Takia and Tower, they racked up on the $10 sale. Racked up. So I'm saying, where you going to find, and I'm telling you, high quality stuff. The same with F&P accessory. Great quality. I wouldn't send y'all nowhere where it's trash. So if you go to F&P and you buying hats from them at a price of $10, you could sell that hat for $30. Just like they do. They're going to give you the same retail cost that they have, so you can make some money. For real. So why not get into it? And they ship all over the world. So it's just not just here in the US. Y'all can get it too overseas. You understand? So again, I try to give you all information that can help you, help us as a community, help you grow, help your pockets grow, because as we started out with this whole Ukraine, Russia clashing that's going on, the consumer is going to suffer. You already suffering. Inflation is through the roof as it is. I said that if you don't live in rent stabilized or rent control, you can expect a markup of about 74%. Unfortunately, if you don't own no property, you're in trouble. So again, and even those of us who own property, hell, these taxes are going through the roof. So you gotta secure your pockets, to secure yourself. I can't stress this enough. We come on here every week and we tell you all to prepare. There are certain things that you should have in your arsenal that you should never be without. You should never be without. I just had somebody send me a text this morning talking about the price of water going up. I mean, it's crazy. So certain things you guys should have already. If you want any pointers, any tips of what you should have, what you should, go to the dollar store, rack up on your alcohol, your peroxide, and things of that nature that you are going to need, that the prices are going up on. You know, stock up on your food supply. If you don't have a deep freezer and meat is your thing, then you better freeze it. Even if you're vegan, it's time to start making your own herbs. It's very easy to do. I do it all the time. I got so much time downstairs, don't make no sense. Y'all need some time? I got it for you. But anyway, you know, you grind it up, you dry it out, grind it up, put it in a jar, keep it. Keep it. You understand what I'm saying? As far as teas and things, you know, with this whole pandemic, and you don't know what the hell they're throwing out in the atmosphere to destroy your health. You know, get you some Malayan leaf tea and start drinking that. Stock up on these things. You know, save your money. So that's why I'm giving you places you can shop that's inexpensive and you can keep your bread in your pocket. You know, you don't want to go to Amazon and spend $50 or more on a fedora when you could go ahead and you can get some for $15. Some of the fedoras are $15. So imagine if you bought those $15 fedoras, she probably sell them to you for like $5 and change. That's money for you. That's money for you. So, Brother Ray said, no more dollar stores. Everything is $1.25. Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. It is what it is. And we've been saying, Brother Blacksmith been here with us. We've been saying for a while, these prices are skyrocketing. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. And don't say I didn't warn you. Try to keep up with your doctor's appointments too. Because I got some information from one of my sisters who went to a dentist appointment. You know, mine's is not for the next couple of months. So, but anyway, she went to the dental appointment and the dentist was telling her that a lot of people are suffering or have issues with their mouths because keeping the mask on, bringing that bacteria back into the mouth, have caused a lot of cavities and a lot of bacterial infections in people's mouths. So the dentist, you know, their offices is through the roof right now, you know. Yeah. So I can imagine what Dr. Neal is going to tell me in the next couple of months when I go and see him. Also, check up on the older folks in your family. Make sure they have what they need, you know, because, and you don't have to get everything at once, you know, little by little, you know, pay yourself first when you get paid. Pay yourself first. stack that chip away. Don't get caught out here with no bread, because Blacksmith, Asha, and Keisha ain't giving you jack. So I'm just saying, we trying to tell you to do what you do, if you can. In some places, I guess it's about maybe $79. I think LegalZoom does it for like $79 or something. Get you an LLC and start filing your taxes under that and stuff. Get your bread back. Get your bread back. Do what you have to do. So, and please expect major delays on supplies coming into the country. We already have delays. We've been talking about this for several weeks on this program, that there are several delays of vessels coming into the United States. There are containers that are sitting on the water at the port. This is true. I'm telling you, Google it. You ain't got to listen to me. Google it for yourself and find out. But we want you all to be prepared. We want you to be the best that you can possibly be, because you never know what's coming down the pike. And preparedness is the way to go. My brother Blacksmith, your final thoughts and comments?
Bouncing off of what you just said, we also have to understand that convoy that's supposedly coming from LA to DC started on the 22nd. So, couple that with all the other factors as far as inflation and supply chain items are concerned. We in some very, very, very interesting times right now. And as said in the Bible, if you're not careful, they're going to find a way to let you take yourself out with their assistance, as opposed to you taking yourself out on your own. You want the blue or the red pill. I love the hats. I'm looking at them as they pass. Beautiful. Love and respect each other. Get through this. It ain't never late to change if you want to service other people as opposed to yourself. And let's get through this and love each other. My name is Flavius Jones on Facebook. Most people that know me from New York know me as Blacksmith. You can find me as Flavius Jones on Facebook. That's FLAAVUS Jones. I'm out of jail, so I can get back to y'all now if need be. Y'all know I got books on deck. Y'all know I got my blog is www.goodchiba.blogspot.com. And I look forward to meeting y'all soon. I may have something new for the group next week. I'm still trying to put it together and flesh it out. I'll let y'all know what it is. And with that, I give up my soapbox. Peace and love to all of y'all.
Thank you, Brother Ashe.
Yeah. You already know the timing we on, family. You already know the timing we on. We don't do no talking, man. The most we do is talk up here. That's it. We talking up here. You know what I'm saying? I see we got somebody in the comment section that wants some attention, but we ain't giving you no attention. You know what I'm saying? We're not about the talking, we about that action. You feel me? But listen, go to somewhere else and handle that. Go do your thing somewhere else. This ain't the platform for you, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't do the talking, we don't do the internet, all of that crazy talk. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't even gonna get into that. But people, they know the people that follow us know how we give it up. The people that know me in the street know how I give it up. You know what I'm saying? So please just leave, go to another platform and deal with that. We're not even on the kind of time we on. Matter of fact, you a whole rainbow community person. We don't rock with that over here. We Black Power, nation building, Black man, woman, child. That's what we rock with over here. So this platform ain't for you. So peace about it. But anyway, to our family, we definitely appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Like I said, hold us down any way y'all can. You know, whatever your position is, whatever your role is, figure out what your role is. You know what I'm saying? Let's be better Africans. Let's work on our character. You know what I'm saying? Work on our flaws that we have. Build upon our skills. And let's make this a real thing, man. You know what I'm saying? We fostering this level of community. We fostering this energy so that we could get tangible results. I'm tired of talking, family. Like, I'm tired of talking. I want to build. I want to really grow. You know, whether we talking about internally or externally, we all got to grow, family. And the only way we're going to do that is if we pick up them weights and do the stuff that's hard. The hard work that y'all don't want to do, we doing it. This is what we doing. That hard work. It's gonna have to hurt. You're gonna have to stretch them muscles and break them muscles down before you rebuild it. But when you heal, you're gonna be have double the strength, family. So let's make the sacrifices. Like I always like to say at the end of the show, true courage is knowing how to suffer, and the battlefield is where you stand. It's your brother Ashe SJ. Always remember, keep it thorough, y'all. Sister Keisha.
Hey.
Again, we thank you all for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, share. Like, subscribe, share, because they do mess with our algorithms a lot. So we need y'all to do that, if anything. But take care of yourselves. We'll be back again next week. Oh, in next 2 weeks, I will be at William Mackey Study Group the first Wednesday in March to discuss women history. And 2, I will be discussing are the wives of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Those are 2 that I will be discussing. So stay in tune with Thorough Black Talk Worldview. We will definitely put the link for those of you who are out of the country and out of the state to watch it live on Zoom. We definitely will keep you abreast. We appreciate each and every one of you. Remember, before your mama knew you were a boy or a girl, if she didn't know if you had all 10 toes and 10 fingers, if you was going to have both of your ears, your left eye on top of your right eye, she knew for certain you were going to be black. Keep it in that perspective. We out, y'all. Good night.
Hey.